This is Ace at the Plate on WCWPSports.org.
All right, buddy. How is it going today? You doing good, Ty?
Yeah, what's going on, man? How are you?
So for the audience that is like, what the heck? This is Ty, and he's pretty cool. He's a Met fan, and I met him in class one day.
And we just decided.
What was it, like a year ago?
It's like a year ago, and I think we just started talking about Mets. I think you wore the hat, and I just kind of went, oh my God, he's a Met fan.
But it's sort of funny because we usually talk about Mets like every morning in this one class that we've just had for like, it seems like 2 semesters now. It's a different class, but it's the same class. All right?
Yeah, it's the same thing, but it's different.
But yeah, so we always talk Mets. So I'm always like, dude, you got to get on the show. So finally he's here. As you guys probably have guessed, Doug and Joe are just late. They're a bunch of hooligans. They'll walk in when they're ready. You know,
they're too busy stealing first and third.
Exactly. But we got a lot of stuff to get on the plate today, and I think this is the thing that's been trending. Oh, we got one of the hooligans walking in right now. Both of the hooligans.
How are you guys? I'm Tyler.
This
nice
is
to meet you.
this is Tyler. He's a famous. Yo, you're gonna see him. You're gonna see him at Madison Square Garden performing one day.
Really? We'll take it one day at a time. But yeah, we just played at Tillis Center a couple of nights ago, so we're doing that. So.
Great guy. But he knows his baseball stuff. Just sit down. Sit down, Joe.
Get going.
Sit down.
Gonna get going.
All right, all right, you bunch of hooligans. Good thing you got in.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
For the people here.
Okay. So now I'm gonna start us off. This is the big thing going around. Everyone's talking about it. The 11th inning. Okay, it's not the 10th. I know it was the 10th.
I thought it was extra innings.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's just all extra innings.
Okay, it's all extra innings. They're gonna start a guy on second. Okay.
No
so what? Now here's the thing. They're starting to test this out in rookie ball. It's obviously not happening this year. It's not. The analysts are saying it's not going to happen for a few years, if it ever happens. But I gotta say, guys, this is not baseball to me. I think that stuff kills so many of the great epic stories and the rallies that we hear about. I mean, there's so many questions that this brings up. Like, what's going to happen with the pitcher? The pitcher didn't put that guy on. Baseball did.
And you know what?
It's absolute malarkey.
If anything,
If
it's going to slow it down. Because what are you going to do? You're going to bunt him over. You're going to bring in another pitcher. Lefty specialist. You're going to bring in another pitcher. Then you're going to intentionally walk 2 guys to try and get a force out. It's only going to slow things down.
That's very true.
And what's the whole point of it? Like, it's slowing the game down. If anything, it's if you're a baseball fan, you know, and it's just, what is it supposed to speed the game up? Is that what they're trying to do with it?
Trying to do.
So look at like a hockey overtime. You're going to speed the game up, but at the end of the day, your true fans are going to stick to their word and just watch what baseball was intended to be. So I don't know why you want to.
How many games in the year are extra inning games? And aren't extra inning games some of the most exciting games?
Those are my favorite games of the whole
especially like the anticipation. Anyone could win. Just score a run and then hold it, unless you're the whole.
Well, do you want to rob us the opportunity to see that they have to go in the 17th inning and they've got to bring on they don't like that. Player. Like, I love the idea of seeing a position.
But by the way,
you don't want that.
Doesn't this cover for bad managing? This is like sort of like a cover for bad managing, because now you could just use more of your guys because you won't have to worry about subbing in people extra. I don't know. I can't do math. I'm dumb, but you know what I'm saying, dude. I'm telling you, managers will have to make less decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
this is a little league thing that I used to do in baseball tournaments back when I was 13 because we needed the field to get off the field for the next team or something. It was time, but this is the big leagues, man. This is the big leagues. You can't do it.
It's a disgrace.
You can't do it. Come on.
I don't think it will actually ever happen. And people are comparing this to a football thing. I don't know.
Which even that people are upset about with football. With the overtime rules there, it's that if you kick a field goal, then the other team has a chance to kick a field goal or score a touchdown. But if you score a touchdown, then the game's over. Right. So it's like people were upset about that actually with this Super Bowl, is that the Atlanta Falcons didn't have a chance to rebuttal, which is like in college football, they have a chance to keep going back and forth, whoever scores a touchdown.
So, there's this thing. It's been universally hated from what I've seen all over the place. Twitter, Facebook. I read all the articles. I see the comments. For me, I don't mind changing some of the things, like the pitch clock. I'm in favor of the pitch clock. Even some of the Mets pitchers on the staff are in favor of the pitch clock because they've been pitching with it. Well, they used to. So there are things that I think will speed up the game that are all right. I mean, some of these relievers take 45 seconds to throw one pitch.
Another thing I read today was they're thinking about giving a 30-second limit for managers who want to decide if they want to challenge a player or not.
Yeah.
Which I'm a big fan of. I think that's smart.
Because the managers, they were taking too long. They were taking too long to make.
And everybody's waiting.
They would be waiting at the steps.
As if to be like, we're ready. And then they go to their phone, then they talk to someone, and then like another minute.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're fine. Sorry, guys.
I think that's
30
where the
seconds.
time restraint should be. You know, people talk about the game and they say, "Oh my God, it's too long."
This
change the manager's
isn't
perspective.
baseball, dude.
Right.
This isn't baseball when you put someone on second. Again, like the whole point of baseball, I mean, it just doesn't seem as genuine when you just have a guy at second. What could you do? Wait a minute, think about it. You have a guy sacrifice, he's at third, fly out, they win the game, right? So I mean, is that how you're gonna want to win a game? That's gonna be how games are won because the guy's on second.
Yeah.
No one hit the ball to get there.
No, it's because they want the games to end earlier. Because their thing is, it's like, okay, so there's two sides of this right now with all these rule changes. It's one, to speed up the action so that's more interesting to younger generation coming in that, well, let's admit it doesn't have exactly the greatest attention span. More of like a hummingbird.
Hell yeah.
And then the other side of it is that the games end earlier. So what is problematic is why they want to end these games sooner is because they feel like that no viewers are going to be willing to stay up at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock watching other games. But it's like it doesn't happen often. That's why for me it's like they call it free baseball. It's free baseball for a reason because you get extra innings.
It's like an event.
And it's like for me when it goes to extra innings, like I get a second wind of burst. Like I'm watching a whole entire new game because it's do or die. So for these people who are discussing this, it's more of like, okay, is everyone just going for the home run swing and that's what they're trying to do? And so it's like taking much longer to go in games. There's probably more pitching changes, so that also makes it last longer. But then there's the other side where it's like, should we be just focusing on the action during the game? And that's why we were talking about before is the walks, where it's talking about getting rid of that, which that is purely just for an action standpoint, not time, it seems. Because when you have a walk every 5.2 games, that's basically about the actions that people are like, all right, this is the time where I'm going to go up and get my soda or my hot dog. Right. Then there's the other thing where it's like, when you're talking about changing the game, this fundamentally changes the game. But you know what else will? Is by changing the strike zone, by elevating it above the kneecap. Because when you elevate it above the kneecap, which they really want to do, we have 30% of all plays within the MLB right now are either a strikeout or a walk. Yeah. And so that's why they're trying to enact, which is the highest rate it's ever been. So they're trying to enact more action. And so that people, when they're watching it.
It's what we talked about last week.
What we're discussing here is, like, would you guys be more for, obviously, it's about the longevity of the game, or is it more about the action that's happening while it's being played?
I think it's just a good balance. You know, I think, first of all, don't implement this stupid thing, which I don't think they will.
They're thinking about cutting the game down to 7 innings. Some people,
I think that's ridiculous. It's because I feel like it's our generation. Because you look back then, and people were more attentive to watching the game, and that's the reason why a lot of times they're probably bringing the time barrier down, is because everyone's attention span is just so short now.
Yeah.
That's
everything's fast paced.
That's why.
Get the bullpen cards back.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's a reason it hasn't been changed for so many years.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be the first to say, you know, when the Mets are down like 8-0 in like the frickin' 6th, I'm turning the game off. I'll be the first to say. So you don't have to watch that part. Like there's a point where
you get to make that call.
12, if it's 12-0 in the 9th and the Mets are done, I turn the game off already. Turn it off. Okay, please turn it off because you know nothing's gonna happen. Right. But I mean, like,
it's freedom of the remote.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those with the
There's
Mets,
a lot of those, and especially like before 2015, there was a lot of those.
And even when it was 4-0, you would turn off those games because you're like, "There's no way this offense is even going to."
Because you kind of knew your team. So
it's almost like it's optional. It's like and then you have a risk. If you turn it off and there's a big comeback, you're gonna feel like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have turned off that game." But it's like, But again, I just think that speeding up baseball as much as it can without doing these fundamental changes, like again the pitch clock. I think the pitch clock will work considerably too. You have relievers. Some of these guys are just waiting on the mound. You're just like, throw the pitch. Mm-hmm. I get it, 10, 15 seconds or something, but
what's the negative side of it though? Like you have the positive side of it that it brings the game into a faster pace, but the negative side is what could it bring the ERA up? Because if they're not thinking, they're just throwing. Because
the biggest negative actually is against ownership. Ownership loves the idea of these games lasting longer because they get to put more advertisements and commercials when a bullpen reliever comes in. They also get to pour more beer out because it ends at the end of the 7th inning. So it's like, all right, let's make these first 7 innings going. Yeah, and it's just like, I like beer. Come on.
So there's a formula here.
So that's what I'm thinking is because they're trying to do these cosmetic artificial fixes where it's kind of like, oh, we are trying to change the pace of the game.
Just to think about it, though.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, was it Matz or Syndergaard who had like a dominant AAA before they were called up? They were like dominant.
It was definitely
Wasn't it like one of them was like a .9? No, one of them was like. I think there's pitch clocks down there. I don't think it mattered. Maybe because they're just that good, but I think the pitchers now that are coming through the system are just used to it. That it's going to become second nature. And I don't know what the exact rule on the pitch clock is. I don't know how much time they actually have.
I think it's 25 or 30 seconds.
20 or 30 seconds.
That's at least that's fair enough.
That's more than fair.
Because, I mean, when you think about it, does it really, I mean, if you're sitting there for like, I've seen Oliver Perez, dude. I mean, he would take forever sometimes.
How about Bastardo? Remember Bastardo? He would take,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, he was
it's fun when you get Hansel Robles where he's like, all right, am I going to do the quick pitch or am I going to wait about a minute for you? And he's just like,
So some of those changes I'm for, but when you go too far, this is clearly stepping boundaries. And again, I don't think I've met one person that likes this. I don't think I've met one person.
Mark Burley, maybe.
Yeah, Mark Burley is probably just that. Mark Burley, like that guy can finish a game in an hour and 30 minutes. Like,
dude. Just what?
He takes like 5 seconds in between.
Every single time you get the ball back, I'm like, nod. Okay, let's keep going. Keep going. And then you watch these guys on the Yankees,
some people
and it's
have
just
to pitch like that.
You fall asleep.
Yeah, some of these guys. I mean, listen, that's why it's coming up. I don't understand why it's not here yet. I think maybe next year.
No. I think they tried to do it last year because I remember seeing, if you go to the park, you'll see that there's counters everywhere. They'll say like 30 seconds. Or when a reliever's brought in, that when he's warming up, he gets only 2 minutes.
There's
like
already a clock, actually, because of, again, you're right. The bullpen, that clock, they show it all the time.
But it's like it's not really held that tightly, and also like there's the fact of where like they can call for time, and like I don't know how long the call for time break actually lasts for.
I'm not sure.
It's like 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
It's nothing big. It's pretty fast.
Yeah, so it's just when you're looking at all of this and like the implications of it all, I don't know. It just seems like that there's a lot of going on gerrymandering behind the scenes right now, where it's like the players are trying to draw one type of instances and what they want to do with their plays, and then there's another where it's ownership, where it's basically let's just rake in the revenue. So I'm just I don't know. It seems like that all these plans and actions now.
This is definitely the most radical thing that Manfred has popped up. We all knew at the beginning.
Like talk about gambling.
I mean, now I also want to talk about that. He's saying like what? They're going to redefine the stance on gambling?
So what happens to Pete Rose?
What happens to Pete Rose? What do you mean? How far are you going? Are you going betting on games? Are you going on players betting on games? Are you going players just playing fantasy?
It's kind of a vague.
It's sort of weird. So, again, he's sort of a radical guy. So we'll see what happens. But I'll tell you this. It will hurt the game if they ever implement the guy on second. That would just be terrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
That ruins so many aspects of the game. It ruins the idea of speed, the idea of like squeeze bunts. It really downplays what the manager can do, and it just makes the game a lot more simplistic. I'm just telling you the biggest problem for the games, the length, and the attention span has got to be the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
That's what it is, because otherwise, like, you could have a reliever out there and be like, all right, he was just throwing in the bullpen, or coaches go up to, like, the reliever on the mound, he's just like, all right, how was your day? Tell me about your weekend, while they give the guy an extra couple of pitches in the bullpen. So, for me, that's where it comes down between the desire of the length of games. All these things are just noise that's going on around there to deter away from what the actual problem is.
Is that going to affect bullpen jobs? And bullpen spots?
Well, one thing I wanted to talk about, what do you think is going to – do you think there's going to be a change with the amount of pitchers used in one inning? Because last year you saw –
that's something they're talking – you know what they're talking about, and they've been talking about it.
I think they should do something about that. That's a little ridiculous.
Once you put a guy out, once the manager selects you, you have to face like what? They said like 3 batters or 2 batters. So there's not this one guy. Because usually
you mean like a one lefty on lefty, like one guy that just gets him out and then he's done?
Like what Collins does, like the one guy.
Now, what they want to do,
limited to 2 pitchers per inning.
That's how I felt forever.
That seems like a very...
Because those games those September games are the worst. Because
Baker.
They get so boring.
So true.
It's boring.
Dusty Baker.
Ridiculous.
It's so...
Dusty Baker, I could take a nap and come back, and it will look like a completely different game.
You want to talk about speeding up the game? You want to talk about speeding up the frickin' game? Talk about Dusty Baker in September. That guy was, I was asleep. I'm like, he's changing him again. Are you kidding me? Seriously, get a new diaper.
Yeah.
My God.
Get a new toothpick.
My gosh. The guy doesn't stop. I mean, these bullpens, they gotta do something about that, because that is the worst. No, it honestly slows down the game bad.
Yeah. 2 pitchers per inning.
You want to talk about putting a guy on second, but you don't want to stopping Dusty Baker causing genocide in his bullpen?
Their advertisements are probably through the roof.
have 2 guys per inning because then you have to do something maybe
unless there's an injury.
No, unless there's an injury, but you have to do something imaginative. Like the guy has to remain in the game. So like Travis Wood last year would have to go play left field with Joe Madden because he wanted to bring him in for the next pitcher.
I don't know about that.
I just think that'd be fun. I'm just spitballing ideas of fun out here.
Let's make baseball fun again.
Let's make baseball fun again. That's the one thing we can actually make great. Come on.
I would like to see Jerry Blevins play like center field or something.
That'd be the most awkward, hilarious thing ever.
That would be amazing.
And he would break his arm in 3 different places.
Yeah, he would.
Because
he would trip. Yeah.
Yeah, so but there's a lot of stuff going on today. Also, did you guys hear about the Reds and the Braves and Nick Markakis?
Yeah.
Not Nick Markakis.
Brandon Phillips. Yeah.
Brandon Phillips, and then what's that guy's name again?
Who?
The guy with the accident, Shaw Rodriguez. He's gonna be out for like 5 months.
Oh yeah, because he got in an accident 3 to 5 months recovering from shoulder.
So they got Brandon Phillips. So what do you guys think? Is he got stuff?
Do you know that's a good deal?
It's the greatest thing ever. Are you serious? Yeah. We have him and Bartolo Colon, the 2 guys that were traded for each other by the Expos. The Expos are still relevant, man. This is incredible. This is even the sign of the reckoning that Tampa Bay is going to go back up to Montreal. I'm telling you, watch out.
Do you really think?
Brandon Phillips he's 35 on Expos. That's just
is he going to have a good year? Yeah, go ahead.
Did you happen to see that documentary on the Expos on MLB Network? It's really good. And it really makes you see that there's like a really strong fan base up there.
Dude, really? Do you know when the spring training games...
Yeah, I think
they should bring them back.
The spring training games...
A lot of people want them back.
Listen, the spring training games at Olympic Stadium or something, they get like 70,000.
Really?
It's a baseball town,
They get 70,000 people. Because they're fiends, okay? To use the hood term, the slang term, the word on the streets... They're fiends, okay?
That would bring in a lot of revenue. Money-wise, it would bring a deal in. So something's got to be done.
Not only that,
Tampa
I think it would create a little bit of a rival between the Expos and the Blue Jays.
Yes.
And the Blue Jays would bring back rival hockey.
Rival
hockey, you have Islanders, Rangers, and then you go
what division
Montreal.
Would they still be in the same division?
It gets crazy up there.
They're crazy, man.
Wait.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring back rivalries.
Would they still be in our division or not? No. I'm saying
that's a good question.
That's what I'm saying because they would remain in the AL East as the Tampa Bay Rays. So then it would be them against the
Blue
Jays.
Oh, you're talking about the Rays. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
well, the Marlins, it would be interesting, but just the reason why it's not happening is because they just built that whole entire new stadium.
And then that would just make the rivalry that much better than the same division.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, the Marlins are going to stay Marlins for
because Jeff Lurie is going to sell the team, which is great. He's
but they're not moving.
Oh, they're not moving. No, the Marlins aren't moving. He's one of the most hated owners in all of baseball.
Oh yeah, I mean he has ridiculous policies, and it's just it's insane. But listen, I think the Braves are going to be good, so don't count the Braves out, okay?
They're starting to build now, and them and the Phillies. Everyone's starting to build up now.
But I don't know about the Phillies.
Their over/under the Braves is 71.
Oh,
and I thought that was really low.
You know what?
Really low.
No. I actually have the Braves at like 80 games.
Yeah, I was going to say
I have them at 80 games.
You have to remember, though, they have to play the Mets and Nationals like what? I mean, how many times do you play?
But how many times do the Mets choke? Okay.
Yeah, they do beat the Mets.
Come on. I mean, let's get real. They're going to take like 5 or 6 games against the Mets somehow.
Mets haven't beat them since like the 90s.
We never have.
They won a series, since ever. Like I don't remember. Like
Braves
since Keith was railing lines in the bathroom. I don't know.
But seriously, we got around 38 seconds, and there's stuff I want to talk about. Did you guys hear about the Nationals? We're going to talk about this next. I think his name is Adam Lind. Okay, he's like a 33-year-old first baseman.
Yeah, Adam Lind used to be on there. So the Diamondbacks,
they just signed him.
So did they really?
They just signed him. So what do you got? So we're going to get this in. Watch out, guys! The Nationals are coming. Where's the bullpen?
You mean Walgreens?
You say that sarcastically.
Washington Walgreens.
I was about to say.
You know what? We're gonna
all right, here's your next grocery list.
We're gonna see you after the break. So thanks for listening, guys.
It's a hazy shade of winter, so why not bring the kids or grandkids to Circle Time, songs and stories for children 6 months to 4 years old, on Fridays at 10:30 in the Westbury Memorial Public Library. For more info, call 516-333-0176 or visit westburylibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
All right, my children, Grandfather Rock is here. Hi, this is Chris McIntosh, and join me for Rock and Soul Gospel every Friday night at 9 and Sunday evening at 5. We've been cooking up a musical stew for you for the past 35 years right here on 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
Are you over 50 years of age and a longtime native of dollars taxes? Take advantage of the AARP Free Tax Assistance Program every Wednesday morning at 9:30 through April 12th in the Westbury Memorial Public Library. Collect all your tax documents and call 516-333-0176 for an appointment. The Community Calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You're listening to Ace at the Plate.
All right, whatever, guys, because I'm like midpoint and I can't freaking say my words. But really quick, Adam Lind is with the Nationals now, and I have an article actually on him. He's a 2017, I think it's a 1-year deal. He had a disappointing 2016, which he batted, and this is his slash, 239, 286, 431 for the Mariners with 20 home runs in 126 games. So, I mean, this is your guy, all right? This is, I don't know, I guess this is for Zimmerman?
Yeah, it's a church for
some
Zimmerman
depth.
And also to be a lefty spell sometimes.
So we'll see how that goes. It's sort of irrelevant now that I look at it because they're so bad. That team sucks, okay? I know that.
I don't think they suck. I think
I'm
that
sorry,
they choke, but they don't suck.
Wait. Their bullpen is destroyed.
Their bullpen is trash,
is so
right?
bad. Wait a minute. It's not over. It's not over.
Do you remember the year the team just ate itself alive when Harper and Papelbon went at each other?
2015.
That was the year that the team just collapsed.
Wait. Wilson Ramos is gone, guys. I mean, that guy was huge too. You think Murphy's going to repeat? You think Murphy's going to repeat that big of a year? Probably 280, but that big?
No.
I can't
Bryce
see
Harper,
that.
the most overrated guy in the world? I'm telling you,
Bryce Harper,
this is the Mets' year.
I feel like I just feel like there's no consistency with him. Like 2004, I understand he's still young,
streaky, yeah.
But 2014 was kind of a crappy year for him. 2015, he wins the MVP. And then 2016 is kind of like a whatever year. There's no consistency with the guy. But like I said, he's only, 24?
But I feel like if he gets hot, he gets hot. Like, he hits. You know?
So overrated. He's so overrated. But seriously, that's why when
I didn't think you were that. That's okay. I thought you were like my age.
When Mets fans and everybody flips out, when Mets fans flip out about the Nationals, I bring up those points that, again, they don't have the bullpen. With the odds of Murphy repeating that year, Bryce Harper is, again, he could have a good year, he could have a bad year, and Wilson Ramos is not there. And guess who's in that lineup instead? Derek Norris, 200 hitter. Now against the Mets,
Killer, though.
but still, who cares? All right, 200 hitter.
But we're all Met fans, so we're gonna care.
No, but I'm saying it's just despite the Mets, but the guy is not going to hit a lick, okay? Especially because
just against the Mets he will.
Against the Mets.
Only the games we'll watch.
That's what matters now.
I mean, he's not going to hit a lick. The guy, Ramos was the best catcher last year.
They have a lot of question marks, but so do the Mets.
Yeah.
Like
we're not all there either.
I think we have less question marks than them.
Actually, in the lineup, I'm not going to lie. Actually, from our rotation and lineup, a lot less question marks. Because Lucas, we do have health ones, but we always have depth. This is the first year ever where we can actually claim we have depth to each and every one position. That there's not someone that's just except for catcher, where it's like TDA. I don't know, but I still trust that he can develop. Maybe.
Going back to
Lind has been great throughout his career. Last year was his first off year. He was with Toronto Blue Jays for about 8-9 seasons before he was traded to Milwaukee Brewers. And so, last year he had 277 with about 20 home runs with the Brewers. And he's consistently gotten above 20 home runs. There's a streak actually here between 2009 and 2013 that he had above 20 home runs. So, the guy's got a shot, but that's not saying anything. Their rotation, they sold away a lot of their depth when they traded for Adam Eaton.
Goodbye, future, bye-bye.
Ronaldo Lopez, which both are just flamethrowers, great pitchers that people thought were the top of the system. So for them, and they've got Strasburg, who's got his own question marks involved with his health. And who knows how long Max Scherzer can keep lasting with that style of pitching that he has.
The guy is amazing. He's an amazing pitcher.
Give him credit where credit's due. He deserves it.
I'm giving him credit. All I'm saying is that those holes that I bring up, and they're not really holes. It's like, again, Murphy, he's healthy and stuff. Is he going to hit 340?
Way.
He's not going to field it.
No way.
Is he going to hit 340? Is he? No.
How old is Murph now?
I don't know.
Be 30.
He's got to be in his 30s.
I can't tell you offhand, but I'm saying these things happen, and again, that bullpen, like, people don't forget, okay? People say don't forget, the Warriors blew or whatever lead, right?
3-1.
So
don't forget the Nationals bullpen. Don't forget
Cleveland.
And also,
don't forget the Nationals bullpen.
Like, this is the year collapse.
The Nationals bullpen is one of the worst in baseball. And I mean, look at the Giants. Remember the Giants last year? How much a bullpen matters? The Giants had a very bad bullpen, and they blew it to the Dodgers. They were looking like they were going to win the division, and the bullpen blew like 7 or 8 games in a row. The bullpen is important. And
yeah, I mean, we look
they
at
don't
the
have
Indians.
a guy.
The Indians have the most dominant bullpen in all of baseball.
I mean, bullpens don't. I'm just saying, don't underestimate it. The Nationals fans, they love to get a little cocky on Twitter, even though they're all inbreds. But I mean, seriously, they're a bunch of mutts.
All right, I guess we're just calling it as we see it now.
But I'm serious. Like, you guys go on Twitter. This guy I know, and the show knows. I argue with him every day. He literally has 5 or 6 Twitter accounts, different Twitter accounts.
You argue every morning?
Like every day.
So what do you have, a cup of coffee and an argument?
Yeah, I was like,
you still have beef with that
morning
guy?
newspaper, get some aggression out.
It's been like a year and a half. He thinks I won't let it go. But seriously,
jeez.
all Nationals fans are persistent. All right, they're persistent.
I didn't even know they had fans. If you want to be completely honest,
I've never met.
I mean, how many?
Fan.
I don't know a Nationals fan.
No, I actually
know.
I know one, and it's upsetting actually.
I know people who travel to Washington and go see a Washington game, but we call them tourists from New York.
Yeah, they're tourists.
We call them tourists.
And like I say before, what baseball player wants to go? Oh yeah, dude, I'm going to be a baseball player. Yeah, let's go to DC, guys. Let's go. No one thinks of DC. They think of New York, LA, San Francisco.
I mean, one could say about the Padres too. Like,
Well,
what
San
goes on in
Diego,
San Diego?
though.
Now they're the only team in San Diego right now. Yeah.
They're the only. You can't.
yeah,
there's
they
no
are,
other
right?
team there.
Yeah.
Because I think you actually posted something today. You said,
Yeah, I did.
you can't be the worst team when you're the only team in your town.
2 Los Angeles football teams now: the Rams and the Los Angeles Rams. Right?
Yeah, they got the Rams and the Chargers.
Yep.
Now, and then it depends what happens with the Raiders.
No, the Raiders. I
think they're
heard
going
And
of
they
them.
don't even
Nevada.
have. No one even likes football in LA, which is the most absurd part.
But
They
my
bet on
point
it.
is,
No,
it's
they
just
bet.
my point
That's
is,
a
it's
good
like
point.
you don't look at teams like the Padres and you look at the Dodgers and you look at those teams like that. They all have their own thing that they bring to the table, regardless how good they are, how bad they are. With Washington, though, getting back to the main point, I do agree that I honestly don't know a single fan from Washington. I just know that their logo looks like Walgreens.
It does. It's
they act like
Walgreens.
they're on drugs. So I mean, I rest my case.
And I do gotta say, I actually know one girl. Okay, a girl. Okay, yes. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why I had the emphasis.
Is that supposed to make me quiver?
I don't know. I don't know why I had the
I don't think
emphasis.
Anna's listening. It's all right.
No, but for real, she's like, I went to elementary school with her, and now and for some reason she posts national stuff, and I think she just doesn't like me.
Did you ever make fun of her or something?
Did you
She's
break her
like,
heart?
Yeah,
did
I
you break her heart?
actually
how you
called
break a
her.
Mets fan's heart.
In elementary school. In elementary school, I called her 1,000 warts because she had a wart on her.
Jesus
her
Christ.
arm.
She should go to Walgreens and get that checked out.
Literally, but I just don't like I don't like Bryce Harper. He'll be a
nobody
Yankee.
does.
He'll be.
I don't
And the
think
$400 million to go to
teammates
the
like him.
Yankees. 400
I mean, come on, guys.
$400 million to go to the
Yeah, he's
Yankees.
not-
He's
I
not
don't
going to
think
get
Bryce
that. They'll
Harper
come
is a
close,
likable
but he's
guy.
not going to
I
get
just
that.
don't think he's likable.
He's
What,
not,
the highest paid
he's
is-
the definition of douchebag. When you go to the encyclopedia or dictionary, it's just like
His own teammate went to choke
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Yeah.
And even Drew Storen, when he's on the Reds now, he's like, "Oh yeah, what do you think about the fight?" He's like, "Oh, Papelbon would have kicked his arse." Like,
But
I'm
now-
telling you right now.
but
He's
watch-
like, "I put money on Papelbon." Like, they didn't care. He said he literally turned to someone else in the dugout and he's just like, "Yo, $100 right now on Paps." And Papelbon, he's got that crazy look in his eye. He went straight for the throat.
Dude, they
It's
might
usually
have
when
to-
your
like I
teammates, you
said-
push, maybe throw
He
a punch.
just went
he
for
went
it.
for the throat.
Matt-
And that guy's like
He knows.
6'4".
He knows.
You got to get that
Here's
on
the thing,
YouTube.
here's
You got
the-
to pull that
He
up.
knows.
Here's the thing with the
It's just like-
Nationals. Here's the thing with the Nationals. They're so bad, they might have to bring Papelbon back.
But let's
They're
look at this
so
for example.
bad
If
with the
Harper
bullpen.
goes to the Yankees, you think the Yankees are literally just going
this
to
is
backhand him and say, "Sit down because you're not the pretty boy you were in Washington"? Do you think that's going to happen?
No.
Theoretically, or do
No.
you think they're going to let him?
Because
Just...
I think that Bryce Harper, they built him up to be something that he's not.
And
he's
he'll
just going to be
say, "Up yours. You're
he's
paying
going-
me $200 million.
I don't.
I'll
think,
do whatever I
I don't
want."
think he's going to get that money.
Guys. He's not going to be. They're building him up because they're stupid. Okay, they're dumb. I deserve their jobs. Okay, they're building Bryce Harper to be a MVP type legend, but what he's just going to turn out to be is some home run hitter, some 240 home run hitter.
He went straight.
We're
for the
just
jugular.
checking out the video now.
He
and
went
it
straight
was-
for the
he
jugular at
went-
the left end because Harper's like, "Come on, you want to go at me, bro?"
Yeah.
And
But-
Papelbon's like, "Yes."
You don't
Went
even
Homer
know. Like,
Simpson on him right
I
there.
would.
Like,
I would love to be a fly on that wall in that
Yeah.
dugout just to see what was said.
I'd
and-
love to be a fly on the wall in the post clubhouse, when they were talking to the manager about it. Who was it? Matt Williams at
the
time?
Yeah. I
mean, what a loser! What a loser!
Everyone else was just watching and like,
there's funny.
This coach is laughing right here. Like,
but seriously,
everyone's like, God, I want to punch
that. I think the media.
Pap's just like, yeah, I killed the kid.
I think the media is building Bryce Harper wrong.
Just goes in there. Look, Papelbon's laughing and smirking.
It's a great day to be alive.
So let me get back to my point, please.
Apologies.
Thank you. So, I just think that the media is building him up to be something that he's not. He's going to turn into a 240 home run hitter. That's what he's going to turn into at Yankee Stadium. And that's it. He's not going to be a legend.
He's going to go to Yankee Stadium.
He gets clicks.
The highest paid contract was Giancarlo Stanton, right? That's his highest.
Yeah, but he's a Yankee, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying
No, Bryce Harper.
But I'm saying, as of right now, he's the highest paid contract. Who wants to bump up to 400? He's almost getting paid almost $500 million.
Yeah, I think you're right. The market itself is going to correct itself.
That's crazy.
It keeps going up. When you got relievers making $80 million for a reliever, I'm sorry, I'm done. I checked out. That's what I say. I'm selling my team. I can't do the business anymore.
I mean, when you look at it, straight up economics, because there was the demand that everyone saw how much a reliever for the past couple of years can get you through into the postseason. But then once they see that they pay these longevity contracts like to Aroldis Chapman, and then after what he did to his arm last year, I'm going to guarantee in a year or two they're going to be like, why did we shovel out all this money for this many guaranteed years?
Yeah,
just to see that fall apart.
They're going to bring it down.
Because it's the only sport where it's a guaranteed contract. So a guaranteed contract means that for them, they're eating that money even if the guy's gone.
I think finances for pitchers are going to go down because of the wear and tear that they take throughout the years. It could also go up, too, depending on their medical bills to pay for those.
I'll tell you this. The big guys are going up every year.
Right now.
Every year.
So keep them going.
I mean, look at what David Price got. Look at what,
No, Greinke's the utmost one where he got $30 million on average per year.
I mean, he didn't. Now listen, it could just be a first year in Arizona, or it could be Arizona. I feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
They looked so solid. They looked solid, and then something happened.
See, that's what happens on paper.
I don't know what happens.
That's the thing. When a team looks good on paper, it's not guaranteed. That's why
Look at remember the Marlins a few years ago when they went out, they got all those players, and then they were just awful. They got Reyes. They got.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And
they just went all out.
I think also.
They just went all out. They got. Who else they got? They got someone. Was it Russell Martin? I don't know. They got someone.
I know they got like a whole entire trio of pitchers, then relievers, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, look at this!"
They got Reyes
because it looks good on paper. I'm the type of guy that'll go out and see a team and just see them for who they are, not what they can put up on paper.
Yeah.
Because anything could happen between now and then.
You know that's like the Knicks, that's the perfect example. They look like the super team.
It's the perfect storm.
And you look at them on the court, and you're like, what are these old men doing in the gym right now?
Because it's a
perfect storm. And what does a storm do? It blows over. So
and that's why the chemistry with the Mets is so exciting to see because. Usually you would think that maybe there could be some type of racial divide between Hispanics and the other players, but not at all. Everyone there is completely harmonized and loves playing together.
Everybody loves everybody.
Everybody loves ELE.
I wish America could be like the Mets.
Everybody loves everybody.
I wish America could be like the Mets right now. I mean, they're like the most lovey-dovey team in the league.
And I think that rubs off on the manager.
Yeah. Well, and speaking about the manager, Terry Collins spoke today, and he cracked a really funny joke. I don't know if you heard about it. Someone asked him, when was the last time you've seen like 5 aces like this? And he's just like, in Dr. Olczyk's office. Because they're all there. Like literally all of them go there.
I'm excited for this year, man.
Five.
And Syndergaard. We gotta talk about Syndergaard. He gained so much muscle. He said
Did you see the press conference yesterday?
I didn't see the conference.
He's like, my hometown back in Texas, I got this
that's
bowl
you nailed it. You nailed it.
Of bacon, and it's like bacon and potatoes. And the reporter's looking at him like, we're just asking like how you don't need to give us this whole recipe. Like
that's hilarious.
If
you can look it up on YouTube.
If you don't follow him on Twitter,
he's
I follow him, of course.
For anybody listening, if you don't follow him on Twitter, there is something wrong with your daily news feed. His GIFs or GIFs or whatever they call them are outstanding.
He's so funny.
He's great.
It's GIFs.
I just love it. He used to be such a fat, nerdy kid with like a lisp in high school, and they just blossomed like senior year, and he's like, well, I guess I'm going to become the best pitcher in baseball.
Guarantee you he's got a pickup truck, right?
Dude, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, put him and Yo's horses in the back,
And I'm just so glad. By the way, Yo looks good. I mean,
did you see the leg press when he was doing the?
Yeah, that's 900 pounds.
Look at him. Look, and by the way, here you go. Here's all these teams. Literally, just KYS. Okay, look up what that means. Because seriously, I'm telling you, with these teams, they go. And I'll admit, in 2016, at the beginning, I was a little concerned. I was like, Cespedes put on a little weight. He had a little bit one too many tortillas. Okay, but Yo, he came to camp. He looks great now.
Yeah,
and talk about, he won't be motivated when he gets the contract.
Yeah,
he won't be motivated.
That's the narrative.
Guys,
he said he wants to be the big poppy of New York.
Yeah. And he's got the fans to back him up because I know I want to see him do that. I want to see him do good things here.
He's the man. I love Cespedes.
You can't hate him. You can't hate him.
And you know what? He's made for New York.
He said he wants
to
be here for New York. I mean, it's true. He has a full no trade clause. I mean, even if the Mets stink, he said he loves New York.
Well, I mean, he's turned down the Nats twice. He went no thank you, and then he went no thank you.
But who wants to play? I mean, look where Donald Trump. Who wants to play where Donald Trump lives?
The Nats kind of gave him a BS contract. They're like, well, this isn't guaranteed. You have to do this and you have to do that. Like, it's just typical Nationals.
By the way, there's bonuses for Cespedes if he does. I think if he wins Silver Sluggers or if he wins MVPs. I think postseason appearances. I think he gets. I
think we just have to keep everyone healthy and keep everyone in their assigned positions that they're known for playing in. You know what I mean?
If everyone stays healthy.
That's the thing that we don't know.
Don't toy him around because if he's a left fielder and he's got an arm and he's comfortable in left field, keep him there. Don't put him in center field.
And here's the thing.
And don't bring him somewhere else.
What about Conforto? Because
he's getting the short end of the stick.
Now here's what I'm thinking. How would you guys feel if Michael Conforto went to first base?
Yeah,
I love it.
But here's the thing:
he's for that because he can't stand Lucas
Duda.
He hates Lucas
Duda.
So
bad.
It's like him and Plawecki are like on his
he's got some people on his list.
Jay Bruce, I hear it every day in school. Jay Bruce, this kid is like a bad song.
Jay Bruce could go to first. Yeah. Conforto could be in left. I mean, right. And then you could have Duda, bye-bye, pack your bags.
Or you could put Granderson on the trading block and pick up a catcher if you want to.
Look, injuries, especially with the Mets, are inevitable. So
Ray Ramirez.
Yeah, the Ray method.
Yeah, the Ray method.
So Duda had the back issue, right?
I mean, it's
so who knows?
Running him.
Anything can happen.
I'm just going to say this. I'm going to say
chance.
this. If he's hitting like 240 or whatever.
Who, Duda?
Yeah, if he's hitting like 240 or something, I'm not even down. Like, I'd rather just have Bruce there.
Well, we're not paying him for his average. We're paying him to hit home runs.
We just want him to hit bombs, especially with all three players in the outfield. Like, we have like 150 bombs coming.
I think we became the new Bombers.
Yeah, right?
Just to be honest, with Duda, I'm not enthusiastic. Neither were the fans. You always see on Twitter, I don't know if you guys take that seriously, but all the time they're just like, what is Duda still doing here? I mean, people are...
Is that why Curtis Granderson always takes weird pictures of him? He's just like, just to remember you.
We follow Lucas Duda.
Yeah, no, we don't. No, we don't. We want to forget. I'm telling you this, if he has a really bad, April, he hits, 5 home runs, DFA, all right? DFA.
Wait, 5 home runs in April's not too bad.
Come on, dude. I mean,
I know we've talked about it the past, 2 meetings, but what do you think they're going to do with Wright? What do you think the plan is for him?
Yeah, and Reyes,
is to play him. It's going to be day-to-day.
He's just going to be a scarecrow. Other teams going to be like, oh my God, that's David Wright, run away.
Terry Collins going to be like,
like a plank.
Terry Collins going to be like, how you doing today? How you doing today, David? If he's going to give him a thumbs up, he's going to play. If not, he's going to sit.
But now
they want him 120.
What's going to happen to Reyes? Because you both can't share third base.
And this is the problem I'm talking about, which is why, listen, it's good to have competition.
Like I said, though, injuries are inevitable.
He's got to be in. No, but he's got to be in the lineup. He's got to be in the lineup on most days.
You know who's probably cleaning the bathroom houses right now? Juan Lagares. Where has that guy been?
How about
I'll tell you where that guy's been. He's been in. He's one of my guys.
Golden Glove, and now he's left bench.
Because he stinks against righties. He could only play against lefties. The guy's never hit righties.
But Collins puts him in left right lineup. You can put him in at least not a cleanup position, but you can stick him back in the rotation. But you'd
rather have a guy who just hits righties. And then when it's a left-handed guy, you could just switch him in at a pinch hit because the guy he has like a 400-something average.
I think he might actually ask to be traded with
Dude,
his position.
They're getting offers, and I'm saying his contract is overrated. I say push him. Again, the Mets want to talk about being cheap. I'm the cheapest Jew in the world, but they don't spend their money right. I mean, one Jew to another, Fred. Okay,
Fred coupons.
Seriously,
coupons
you want a
the
coupon? I'll bring one here. Ask my girlfriend. I'm the cheapest guy in town. Okay, seriously.
It's probably something you shouldn't say over the air.
No, I'm proud. I'm proud. But let me tell you something. Seriously.
It's all right. They know it.
No, I'm serious though. I mean, they don't spend their money wisely. I think that's the problem. That was the problem with this team. And even though, listen, they got the money for Cespedes and stuff, again, there's just stuff that they do that is dumb. Like all of those stupid contracts that they've done over the years. I guess maybe they look good on paper, but I mean, some of these contracts just don't work out. Like Jason Bay didn't work out, and just others. Okay, Jay Bruce didn't work out. Okay?
No, he's going to work out. I've got great faith.
Maybe not for us, but for another team.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a great. I think he's going to have a great couple of months, and he's going to be flipped.
If you have a hot Bruce bat and a hot Cespedes bat and a hot Neil Walker, I mean that's a dangerous lineup.
That is an extreme
good
lineup in baseball.
I think everybody hits. It's just a matter of they're streaky. You know what I mean?
A lot of streaky hitters.
That's what it was.
A lot of pressure I think was on Kevin Long last year.
Yeah.
When he was going through, because he was teaching them how to just rake and hit them over the fence.
What class was he taking?
Batting 101.
I think the person who benefited the most from Long being there was Granderson.
Yeah.
Ever since.
Well, that's why they signed him.
That I agree with.
Because
that I totally agree with.
Granderson had, if you remember in 2014, it was not a good welcome.
No.
Okay? It was not a good year. And people were already getting on set. They were like, oh, look at Sandy signing this guy. This guy stinks. And then they were like, okay, this guy only does good with Kevin Long, so let's just sign him. And they signed him for the rest of the Granderson's contract. Granderson has, I don't even know anymore. I can't keep track of time.
I think he's got this year and he's out.
This year.
This is
so
it.
Kevin Long is on for one more year. And Terry Collins is on for one more year. But that's nothing.
So what do you think is going to happen? Backman? No.
No.
You better can't see me managing.
No, they're going to hire.
Don't give Sandy's ideas. Right?
They're going to give it to an insider guy.
I could see Tim Tuffle. I could also see
who's
Alfonso.
that one guy?
Yeah, I can see it coming in, like keep it in the family.
Fonzie,
Yeah, I see an inside guy, but hey, we'll talk about.
There was rumors that Mike Piazza was coming. He was going to their spring training.
No. We don't need more frosted tips in that dugout right now.
not for. He was going to be the batting coach, coach.
Okay.
He was going day by day.
Let's just get the whole 2000 team in there.
Right.
Let's get Piazza.
Let's get everybody back.
Let's get Fonzie in there.
I would like to see Beltran as a coach, actually, but
I can't believe he's still playing. He had an amazing year last year, by the way.
He's just an ageless wonder.
He is one of those guys. He's like
he's going to go in the Hall. And he's going to go in as a freaking.
By the way,
yeah.
This is going to be.
Who else would he go in with?
By the way, speaking about New York and hitters, Chris Carter got the $3 million deal, which I think is a steal for the Yankees.
For a 41 home run guy.
For 41, I mean the guy. He's the first, and this is the stat I was trying to say earlier before I was rudely screwed, and I'm actually rudely screwed again because we're gonna have to take breaks. So screw me, right? Anyway,
struck again.
Struck again. But we're going to talk about Chris Carter because I think that's a steal for the Yankees. And you know what? That division's a toss-up. Besides Boston, seriously, I'm not high on the Blue Jays.
No, it's Boston.
I'm not.
It's Boston.
No, but I'm saying after Boston.
Oh no, yeah, there's no one.
All right. Anyway, we'll see after the break. Screw me.
You are getting sleepy. No, don't fall asleep. Meditate and connect with your true self. This intro to meditation is on Tuesday, February 28th at 7 p.m. in the Westbury Memorial Public Library. For more info, call 516-333-0176 or visit westburylibrary.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You can promote your club or event on air. Email us at info@wcwp.org.
Looking for some informal stress relief and a relaxing way to get to know your neighbors? Try adult coloring. It's like coloring for kids, but harder to stay in the lines. It's on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. in the Port Washington Public Library. For more info, call 516-883-4400 or visit pwpl.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You're listening to Ace at the Plate on WCWPSports.org.
All right, before I was rudely screwed again, okay? Chris Carter, I think he's the first free agent. No, he's the first guy to lead the league in home runs and then get DFA'd. I mean, that's sort of weird.
DFA'd?
Yeah.
DFA'd.
That's
he was non-tenured.
Isn't that weird?
So if he does well this year, he gets another year of arbitration.
But I find that hard to believe with someone putting up like that.
Well, because he hit like 231 batting average and his on-base percentage was a 321, which for the Mets that'd be about par of the course, But for everyone else on the average, 321 on-base percentage. I mean, he's worse than Adam Dunn in that regard, where he's just an all-or-nothing swing for the fences. But for him on the Yankees, if you look at his spray chart from last year, dude, he could hit like close to 60 home runs with the balls that he hit in play last year.
Honestly,
like they looked at all of his home runs.
Isn't Milwaukee a huge place? Is Milwaukee?
It's not a hitter's park.
It's not, right?
No.
But it's kind of fair.
It's big, but it's not.
I'd say it's middle of the pack.
Yeah. It's not Yankee Stadium.
It's not Yankee Stadium.
There's balls you'll hit there that's caught in Milwaukee that will go out. In Yankee. So,
of course.
Yeah, so I mean, it might benefit. Now, we don't know how much he's going to play. Of course, there's injuries.
But his defense is awful.
I mean,
I'm talking about
woof.
Like
hole in the mitt.
Dude, like with this guy, it's just like, oh my god.
Well, that's why he's with the Yankees, he's a DH.
Yeah, well, the problem is they were thinking about putting Matt Holliday there because he's 37 years old.
You know, I was thinking.
Does Holliday have left?
I was thinking about it last night. What's the Yankees' outfit? So Gardner in left, right?
Ellisberry, I guess.
Who's going to play right
field?
field?
What about Judge?
It would be it's going to be Judge or maybe Holliday if they want to give him a spell. Maybe Tyler Austin, but I think Tyler Austin they want to season a little bit more up in AAA. Okay. Besides that,
I think the Yankees have a pretty decent lineup.
That's why you know what I'm calling it right now. By the way,
they're going to have something to put up this year.
I know that the Blue Jays have a great lineup, but I'm just not impressed with for some reason with their pitching. I don't know their pitching, man. I don't know. I mean, who they got? Marcus Stroman, and then who? I mean, who are these guys? Who are these losers?
Sanchez. Aaron Sanchez.
Aaron Sanchez had the best ERA, I think, in baseball last year.
They also have...
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know who the hell they have.
He
has a good point.
They don't have Dickey anymore.
I'm just not impressed. I feel like the Yankees could take it if their pitching holds up.
No, the Red Sox.
You
mean the second
Sox?
No,
second spot. I'm only talking second spot.
Because Red Sox are just untouchable.
I mean, don't sleep on the Orioles either, you know?
Yeah, but I do think the Yankees are going to be better this year than they were going to be last year. They got their kind of chemistry mixed out.
The Fangraphs have Orioles at like 71 games.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really? Speaking about that.
Fangraphs says like 83 for them.
Yeah, they re-signed Trumbo too, so...
You know what? I like the Orioles too.
And they've got a good bullpen. I mean, they've got Bryn, they've got that guy Brock back there.
The AL East is so... it's so weird how the teams fluctuate in there because they're usually all good or all bad at the same time.
Yeah.
It's sort of weird.
Yeah.
And then there's like a mix. Like with the Mets, it's been rotating. Mets, Nationals. I mean, again, this time it's probably going to be the Boston Red Sox, but you never know. So, I'm just saying... Mm-hmm. I mean, who knows? And we all know they have David Price, who can't pitch in the postseason, so I don't know.
I mean, he won a Cy Young. They got Rick Porcello, who's got a Cy Young, but those two are not even their best pitcher. They've got Chris Sale, who in his 5 seasons in the majors finished in the top 6 in Cy Young.
That's just like...
It's like...
That's insane.
And then even back behind that, they've got... starts with a P that they got from...
Guess what, though?
From the Padres. What the heck is
Guess what, though?
Pomeranz.
The Nationals...
Drew
Nationals. Remember when the Nationals... I'm never going to forget. I walked in here and I said... Did you read what they said? And you guys were like, no. And I'm like, the Nationals said that they have enough prospects for Andrew McCutchen and Chris Sale, and they ended up getting 0.
No, they actually lost.
Yeah, and they had to pick up Adam Eaton. Where it's like, how much of an upgrade is that?
And then wait a minute.
Can you look that up? Who did they trade for Adam Eaton?
They got Lucas Giolito, Reynaldo Lopez, who are considered like 2 of the top.
Dude, their future's gone.
And then Bryce Harper tweets, "Wow."
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes later, welcome to DC.
Yeah, right? It's like the saddest welcome. It's like, crap. I mean, they get 5 years of control, I guess, but Adam Eaton's not like even worth that. And they even hamper their future. While at least we have Seth Lugo, who has the top #1 spin rate of any pitcher's
speaking
curveball.
About that, Terry Collins said today the 5th spot it's a free for all.
Oh,
really?
And I like it.
Lugo?
He said no one is guaranteed, and it could even be Wheeler. He said Wheeler's in.
So we might see some actual overtime working today.
No, but here's the thing. This is good.
We'll see.
Competition is good. He's like,
no, it's good.
He's like, no, I'm not naming anyone. Anyone could take it. It's a wild card. So
because Wheeler's going to be arriving to camp to work both as a starter and a reliever.
So what do you think the bullpen's going to be looking like? The idiot's going to be suspended 30 games.
Yeah. The idiot. Who was in a domestic violence case.
I think honestly we might need a new closer. Me just personally.
Oh my gosh!
I think if anything, but you can use Reed as a closer.
I don't think anybody hates Familia more than I do.
No, I can't stand.
You hate Familia as much as I hate Duda.
Yeah,
maybe more.
That's
maybe more.
That's accurate. We could say from this side of the table that's accurate.
That's accurate. Like murder.
You know what's funny? I'm never gonna forget.
Never gonna
forget. 2015 Lucas Duda was some of the worst at bats I've ever seen. I'm talking at the freaking shin bone, and he's swinging. I mean, I know. And in 2016, he barely played. Sucked. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, where was this guy? And he's got back problems. Hello, old lady. You need the brace. You need the brace already. I mean,
that boy's got to walk him to the plate.
Yeah, right.
What were we talking about? I got lost on Lucas Duda.
So we're talking about the bullpen.
No, we're talking about the bullpen and
so we got Jerry Familia. We got Addison Reed, who was considered one of the best.
But we have Salas now.
Fernando Salas, who, when coming over to the National League, was superb. But even though he had some fielding independence statistics that showed a slight raise in ERA, but still, he used to be a former closer for the Cardinals. Hansel Robles, we've got besides that. Then you've got Jerry Blevins, who just came back, who we know is pretty damn good, even for his age.
Hell yeah!
You know who I'm surprised?
Gesellman could be the fifth starter possibly, but we'll see.
I'd rather Lugo in that spot. I mean, Lugo did pitch really well, and I think he had a 2.6 ERA starting and in relief last year.
Let's see what happens.
Gesellman will be on the team. It's just a matter of where they
put him. Yeah.
All three of those guys will be on the team. All three of those guys will be on the team. It's just where are they going to play? Are they going to be, relievers? Like what type of reliever are we talking about? Are we going to have Zach Wheeler? Is he going to be a guy that relieves every night? Relieves like 2 nights? Are they going to take it? Let's say Zach Wheeler is the reliever. Are they going to take it easy on him because he has Tommy John?
Getting a call from Romania. That's
strange.
I get those all the time.
It's probably to play for the baseball.
Yeah, I was just like,
they're listening.
They need someone for the World Baseball
Classic.
World
Baseball.
Yeah, speaking World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, we should get into that.
Let's.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wait a minute. Ty Kelly, I'm scared.
I don't know how I feel.
I don't think
that's
the United States has
I don't know.
I'm scared.
How do you guys feel about the World
I don't know
Baseball
how I
Classic?
feel about it.
Can I just say that
indifferent.
the team is better than I expected? It was
What,
going to
Team
be
Israel?
The U.S. team.
was on it.
No, the U.S. team is better than I expected, and it's
Oh,
still
it's good.
bad.
No, it's good though.
But the pitching is bad.
I didn't even
right?
see the pitching.
The pitching's bad. I heard it was bad.
What's the pitching?
I don't know by heart, but I remember I read the list and I'm like, I'm not high on it.
Well, I mean, Chris Archer's pitching for them. Marcus
Come on, he had a terrible year last
Fulmer,
year.
who we traded away for.
Oh, he's pitching for them?
Danny Duffy's going to be pitching for them. Drew Smiley, who I think has a lot of potential. And Sonny Gray, who was great, but then last year just fell off.
So we have 2 guys last year that fell off completely, Chris Archer and Sonny
And Marcus
Gray.
Stroman kind of fell off, even though he was supposed to make the next step.
He kind of went backwards on that one. Yeah.
So really, damn. Okay. All right. Oops, FCC out the window. Oops. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I mean, they've got at least Andrew Miller.
You can't put all that weight on one guy.
Yeah, it's like Andrew Miller. He pitched
That's like
about
the whole
1,000
team.
innings last
He's
year.
going to be like a drug mule for
here's
the
the
team.
interesting part. The hitters look good, man. They got Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
Carlo, Buster.
Seriously, bro.
Their offense is
Paul
sick.
Goldschmidt at first.
I think McCutchen too. Did you guys already say him? But yeah, they've got some good hitters, and
I mean, what's your thoughts on the World Baseball Classic? Do
I don't
you like it, or
I
you
mean,
think it
I
interferes with
don't.
spring
I honestly don't even know how to feel about it. I mean, I guess I like the idea because I don't know. Is baseball coming back to the Olympics or
It
what?
is in 2020.
So
because it's in Tokyo.
I think
Tokyo's a big baseball team.
Yeah.
I think when they implemented this,
hell yeah.
I think when they
FCC out the window.
I think when they implemented this back in 2006, that was kind of the goal, because it's not in the Olympics anymore. They want something to do. So I guess I like it, but at the same time, guys like Syndergaard aren't participating in it because they want to get ready for the Mets season.
Yeah, no Mets players
them,
should be on this team. No, and they aren't. But no Mets players, no pitchers especially.
I think it's Dribble
pitching.
Cabrera, actually, the coach of the Venezuelan team, said just no because he thought he was playing for them, and he's just like, your knee's probably going to give out. Just stay out.
No Met, especially with Ray Ramirez. No Met is allowed. And
you're not allowed.
You got to save your injuries for the games in the regular season.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Because it's like you just focus on your home and
but I will say,
what you're into.
You get some guys like Ty Kelly from Israel, and you go, wow, we could just put anybody in this lineup then because you got Ty Kelly competing in.
Well, I mean, for them it's good because it's experience with maybe like more professional players.
Gosh, he went to the MLB. Oh my gosh, we got to get him on the Israel team hitting cleanup.
Dude, it's literally says Fangraphs is saying that their best player is Ty Kelly.
Wait, I'm actually dying.
Which I'm just
right
like,
now.
they're gonna be the first ones out.
Really?
Ty Kelly,
no,
our man, guitar playing,
and Scott Feldman's their best starter.
Loser.
Moises Alou said he was on a world championship team. I'm pretty sure.
Some of the former baseball players are playing for Team Canada. Look it up.
I just wanted to say, Moises Alou won the World Baseball Classic. I think it was either 2009 or 2013, whatever year Puerto Rico won. And he said that winning the World Baseball Classic was a better feeling than winning the World Series.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Wow. I think was he Puerto Rico?
I think he was Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I think he was because I think he
might
actually be managing the team this year. Actually,
dude, winning a World Series is the ultimate.
No, I think if you come from one of those Caribbean islands and stuff like that, then you can represent your nation and win it for them because you're already established as heroes.
They have a lot of pride.
So yeah, that's one thing is about the pride.
That makes sense.
I think more not like Puerto Rico. I feel like it's more Western civilization because it's like kind of like one of
just
our
all the Latin countries. They have a lot of pride in that stuff. So I get it, but. You know,
yeah, but a World Series, that's like the pinnacle. That's like LeBron. I mean, that's like Carmelo Anthony saying, "You know what? I don't need a championship.
Loser.
I just have 3 gold Olympic medals against the B team for every single team."
They had a big win yesterday, though.
Yeah, against the Spurs, it was fantastic.
That was awesome.
I was actually very excited. I was like, "Wow!"
And by the way, very, 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 very off topic, and I only want to talk about it for a second. But you see that what's his name?
Charles
Oakley. Yeah, and he's banned.
I had tickets to the game,
he's banned.
but I chose not to go because
I was funny.
I was nuts because it was on ESPN. It was prime time.
Yeah. I was talking about
we don't know the full story.
Yeah, no, I was at Barclays Center because I was working for the Islanders, like I said before, and I was in the radio with the radio crew, and we had the media guys come in. All of them were basically having a big, peeing contest. I'm not going to say because we're in the FC. Big you-know-what contest going back and forth saying, well, I got a shot of the security guy with his hands around his neck. No, I got a shot of him punching this guy. So they're trying to see whose shot was better. And I'm like, at the end of the day, a guy got thrown out. I'm like, does it matter?
A legend.
Yeah.
But imagine that.
And then they fire the head of security.
Yeah,
Are
2
you
days
kidding?
later. So it's actually, why are all of our teams dumpster fires? Like, what the heck's going on here? Like, the Mets are my only saving grace.
Yeah, the Mets are the only, the Mets are like the
Who
only.
would have thought it? If I told you 5 years ago that the Mets would be your best shot.
I've been like, are you serious? Mark Sanchez and the Jets are going all the way.
The Sanchez.
I'm just
but in this moment right now, I'm savoring the heck out of it because God only knows when this is going to happen again for us. I mean, we waited this long.
What are your teams? Do you like the Mets? Do you like the Islanders?
Mets, love it. The Islanders are like my team. Mets, Islanders, if we're talking about football. Giants, Jets, either or, and Knicks kind of that's like,
Yeah, I like the Knicks.
I feel like in football, I don't mean to get off topic, I feel like in football, a lot of people like root for both. It's not like Mets, Yankees, or Islanders, Rangers.
That's very true.
I feel like a lot of people are just like, I'm a Jets fan, but I like the Giants
It's kind of like they share the same house, I guess, so it's just
well,
like,
they do, yeah.
It's like
if the Islanders Rangers did that at Barclays or MSG, we would kill each other.
Yeah,
we would kill each other.
I think the
Islanders would be shit.
I'm coming out and saying the Islanders and Rangers is a bigger rivalry now than the Subway Series.
Of course.
The Subway Series used to be.
I've seen people
baseball
kill each
rivalries
other.
is kind of like dead unless it's World Series play. Like when was the last time remember the Braves and Mets used to go out or Phillies?
Nothing local.
Nothing local. Rangers and Blue Jays.
Wait a minute. Rangers, Blue Jays, Mets, Nationals I get heated.
Yeah, but there's never been a fight.
No, because the Mets. Wait, let's get real.
The
Mets are giant peas. All right,
they are peas. When's the last time they got a fight? Miguel Olivo and Jose Reyes.
We talked about
the last time.
When did the Mets ever fight? No one throws hands. No one wants to cash anyone outside.
No one.
All right.
How about that?
No one. I mean, seriously.
Well, actually, no one's stepping up to the plate. He says, you can meet me 60 feet, 6 inches away.
And then he gets thrown out of the game when he throws one pitch.
We
doesn't even get to
talk about that umpire. Who is that umpire? I want that guy's job.
That was like
what? He was actually a minor league umpire. He wasn't. He was like a
He's
fill-in.
a loser.
He was a fill-in.
As our president said, loser.
When he threw it behind Utley and the guy just threw him out.
But that was so behind though.
I know, but you don't throw a guy out for that. You give a warning and you end it.
No, I mean, like, I'm agreeing with you because that was way out of. That was like just not even.
It was obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious, but it wasn't like that was close to his dome where it's like, oh crap. He's
you know what I'm saying? He wasn't in any immediate danger from the pitch. You know what I'm saying?
He threw like a slider that was like.
I never understood why pitchers threw behind a guy. They never back up into it. That's right.
That's
the logic.
Like they swing back.
That's the logic, but they never do it. So I don't know what. If you want to hit a guy, just hit a.
I guess it's just right. That's what I'm thinking.
I think the point is just to brush them back.
ribs.
No, it's not, we're talking about behind it. It's more of just like to let him know. It's like I have the chance to hit you, but I threw right behind you.
It's like kind of know your place. Like you're checking them.
Yeah, it's like sit down and
check
scrub.
Yourself.
Yo, I speaking about the scrub talk. We played I made a project, and remember when I was talking about Ian Desmond and how I called him a scrub for playing for the Nationals. That highlight played today in class. People were like laughing. It was
it was so loud. It was like, sit down, you scrub.
I'm like, sit down, you scrub. You played for the Nationals.
Well, now he's playing for the Rockies, and he's probably going to hit like 35
homes. Yeah, watch out, man. Because the word's going to come back to get you.
You know what's funny? The Rockies always it's so obscure.
Chris Carter.
The Rockies.
How about Trumbo? You imagine that?
Oh my god.
The Rockies always start out. Like winning. Like what is it? They would go like 6-0, 7-0, and then
they're
like
the Mets.
They're like
they start off great. They give you all this hope, and then they just fall off the cliff.
I mean, do you guys know? You know what? Do you guys know any Rockies fans? No. Right?
Rockies fans? I knew one.
You knew one.
I know one.
I have like family who lives in Colorado.
Oh, yeah, I had a friend that was from Colorado, so that's the only one that I knew that was a Rockies fan.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They have fans. I think Denver's actually a good sports town.
Yeah.
But
when was the last time you've heard like a Padres fan? Right?
No, I've never met.
I don't think they exist. I think that was like there's the Washington Monument.
They pay the people to go there.
Yeah, they're tourists.
Reverse tourism. I don't know why at all. I'm just like,
the Padres remind me of the Mets so much.
The daddies.
You know? I mean, seriously. I'm trying to think of other teams that I've met people for. I know.
Have you ever met a Seattle Mariners fan?
No.
Yes, I did once.
Or a Rays fan. I've never seen a Rays fan.
Never met a Rays fan. The only other. I'm trying to think of the teams I've met. I think the only fan I've ever met that wasn't a Yankee, obviously. And it was a Red Sox fan. I've met him. I know a few Red Sox fans, but I'm trying to think.
We could
I
talk
know
about
a Blue Jays fan. I know a Blue Jays fan.
Yeah, there's a Blue Jays fan. We could talk about the Marlins guy at Citi Field, like front row.
Oh yeah,
right behind home plate. I mean,
I walked right past that guy once.
You know, he's a retired lawyer.
He's a retired lawyer.
And he just buys tickets for people.
He's got money coming out the ass.
He's like, you want to go to
Vegas? This guy must have killed
goes to all this game.
Yeah.
I've seen him every postseason game right there at home plate. I'm like, Marlins?
He's there
all things?
Dude,
can you imagine the cases he had to take on just to get that spot?
Was he in the OJ case? I'm pretty sure he was the OJ case.
Now he's wearing a Marlins jersey in the Mets.
He literally went. I think he he went to like a homeless shelter. He's like, who wants to go? Like, it's on me. Let's go. Like, let's go. And he buys out a section.
You were at the homeless shelter. You were like, let's go.
He seems like a good guy.
Yeah, no,
he's just he's interesting.
He's
out there.
I mean, baseball's expensive. You know, you buy all those tickets. You're probably buying them food. I mean,
that's one thing I've noticed too. Like Mets, Marlins, like there's a huge bridge between the two. Like there's no animosity towards each other as far as I know. But if you go down and you see a Marlins game, there's a lot of Met fans in Florida. You come up here, there's some Marlins fans up here. It's like the snowbirds. You have a nice variety.
You know, there's a lot of, especially when the Mets were winning. I'm never gonna forget. I watched Colorado. I'm sorry. That was Mets. That was mini Citi Field for like a day in 20. It was like when the Mets. I remember in 2015 there was like a late game in Colorado. Probably was 2016 too. I just mixed them up. Dude, there was all Mets fans. It was like all orange and blue in Colorado. And I'm sure there's that one guy, yeah, let's go to the ballpark, Dad. And then it's like, who are these a-holes, you know? And it's like
it's a 7-line army just screaming at that little kid, shattering his reality.
That's what we do with the
They almost got thrown out of Atlanta
really?
This year. Yeah, because they had like the thunder sticks.
Yeah.
So they were just being obnoxious. They almost got thrown out.
I think it was actually in Marlins Park. They had the Vuvuzela, like those giant horns from the soccer game. Yeah. They had to ban it because every time they swing, you just hear swing.
Yeah, you can't have that at a baseball.
So I think they banned
him. Me being banned is.
Have you ever seen that video?
He's banned.
I have seen that video.
It's
outstanding.
Well, you've seen
outstanding. Which one? We're talking about the Vuvuzela one, or are you talking?
No. We're talking about when Doug threw up at Shea Stadium.
He's banned.
And he got banned. He got banned from Shea Stadium on the last game of the year.
Like the second last game when I was John Santana.
I did not see that video.
It's
so this
hilarious.
is for everyone that's listening. It's your first time and my first time.
Show it to him live.
Yeah, so this is him. What was
okay,
that?
So the video is called.
Oh my god! It was like 2008. No, it was like 8 years ago.
The video is called "Drunk and Underage."
Yeah.
Yeah, which and this was someone that was just randomly in the crowd, just videotaping.
For everyone who can't see right now, that we have security guards and we have Doug is just puking over. Oh,
yeah.
He got a rainbow. We got a plethora.
I don't mean to get graphic.
I don't know what colors are coming out.
All right, I don't need to cut the honeymoon short, but we got 30 seconds left.
All right, so final thoughts. Go ahead. I guess
final thoughts.
Final thoughts. We cannot have a man on second base to start the 10th inning. That's
Facts.
one. No. We should have maybe 2 pitchers per inning.
Yep.
I like that one too.
And I think also that.
Strike zone should be raised.
Strike zone should be raised. Swing the damn bat.
Pitch clock. Mets coming in. I think
financial weigh-ins.
And tomorrow's the beginning of spring training, baby.
It's already spring training.
Here it is.
It's already spring training.
And by the way, I mean seriously, let's just hope for a happy and healthy year, and let's just hope the Nationals stink because I hate Bryce Harper.
Cheers to that.
All right,
and let's go Islanders.
Tune in next week.
Let's go
Islanders, and bye-bye.
Looking for some informal stress relief and a relaxing way to get to know your neighbors? Try adult coloring. It's like coloring for kids, but harder to stay in the lines. It's on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. in the Port Washington Public Library. For more info, call 516-883-4400 or visit pwpl.org. The community calendar is a public service from your friends at 88.1 FM and WCWP.org.
You can promote your club or event on air. Email us at info@wcwp.org.
WCWP Brookville, from the heart of the community, 88.1 FM, WCWP.org.